touch on the second topic because that is also very, very important, and that is in the education sector. Talking about the fake degree certificates from, Benin Republic and Togo. I want to believe there are other, maybe African
Uganda, Kenya,
that will also have same. And I have had a personal experience. Being in school, we were doing our 4 years, and then you see one of your juniors that's supposed to still be in school. You just saw the person in NYSC from and say, hey, how did this come about? So, is this a failure of Nigerian education system, or what really is it?
It's not. You narrow it to education system. It's a value problem. We've lost it. You see, every year, an average of 2.5 million Nigerians apply for admissions in tertiary places, and then at the end of the day, you need to over 500,000 spaces. Are available, and then that number eventually gets admission. What happens with the rest? You open them to all manners of manipulations. They are susceptible to all manners of manipulations. And because Nigeria, a BSc or a BA has become a ticket to everything that is good in life.
We're still having this conversation recently.
Unfortunately, the jobs are not even there. Yeah. The pressure is so much on young people to earn that thing by hook or by crook. The other day, I was discussing with some young Nigerians in a private university, and they were telling me a story. I overheard them. They said, I think they were giving a class to them to do, and they were discussing how they were going to outsource it to somebody who was working. He would do the project for them, and this was hopefully their final year project. And I stood there, I was shocked. And one of them I called, I said, at the end of the day, if the certificates are working to you, how will you feel carrying the certificate that you didn't actually work for? He said, no, he has done other courses as far as it's only this one. I said, it doesn't make the crime or the body any lighter for you. The fact of the matter is that the certificate that you carry, you can't defend it. And that's the truth. Today, we seem to have elite certificates over and above everything. I would rather have a son that will come with a tutu, with his head high, that he can defend, than somebody that has a first class that he can't even defend. And
you can't even write sentences.
So, ask yourself, the young man that went, thank God for that story. It has opened Nigeria's eyes to a lot of things. You can see the flag going now, Minister of Education already held that skeleton, as if this thing was new. And as this thing was something that was discovered like Mungo Park discovered River Niger. It has always been there. Yeah. Just imagine NYC trying to wash his hand and saying that the reason the boy succeeded in registering for a second time is because he changed. Let me tell you, he's laughing.
If the system was working well,
some of the things we said to the boy looks very grotesque. In an age of biometrics, you are telling me that means even the NYC said does not even have a basic.
That's it.
Biometrics to know who are who. I would think that even something as simple as paying their salaries of their corpers should be integrated, should be based on biometrics. No. For instance, if they had switched over to biometrics, that thing would never happen. The boy would never happen.
But they do biometrics. I remember doing biometrics.
And somebody registered twice.
You can't. If the thing was based on biometrics, the moment it showed up, it would have triggered an alarm. And that would have been the point of investigation. But you see, the boy, he said he put in he rejected it. The truth of the matter is that their system spotted something wrong and rejected it. He now said, okay. The boy is very clever. He knows the mindset of a typical Nigerian Yahoo, quote unquote person. So he now changed the profile, the email address, Christian and then to prove that your system NYC is beating you. And that was the system just collapsed under just that simple manipulation. But if you're biometric based, it could never have passed that. So that tells you how far we need to go. You see, our institutions, they talk so big about how they are modernizing, and then you see such things. You see, I just spoke about somebody committing a crime here because in the absence of data crime base. In America, you see some people going to jail for something as small as traffic light violation. It's not. It might not be traffic.
And they don't even chase them around. You don't see
no,
the traffic management.
It's not the traffic violation that will send it to jail. It is the fact that when they accost him, he has broken this one small law. They will now feed his information into the database. All the some other things that he had done before now will now pop up, and then that's the day he gets penalized for things that he thought he had actually, So we must first and foremost, how do you run a country like this? We don't even know ourselves. You can't run a consumer credit system without a national database because it is that base. Today, your credit history, the banks can't even, they don't have your credit history.
But the loan apps have it.
I have been working, I think I've been working the last 40 years. My bank cannot generate my credit history. There's nothing generated. All they see is every month my salary gets in there. They can't even plot my credit history and say, this person, if we give him $1 million loan, he can pay back. Because the system is not open to solve. No innovation. Banks do not exist. All over the world, banks, their job is financial intermediation. In other words, you want to buy something and you don't have the cash to pay, they help you buy it, make money from the interest they charge on those things, and then that's their income. In Nigeria, no. They sit down, they are busy, only God knows what they are doing. At the end of the day, they sit down in the office and charge you what should never have been charged in the first place, because it's easier for them to charge electronic service charge, maintenance charge, maintaining an account I keep with you, you are maintaining it. Meanwhile, you are using my money to do business. So
okay, because of our time, let's just look at, okay, so what is the solution to this? Because it is so deep. And looking at the federal government suspending the certificates, people that are even innocent, people that gain their certificates through the legal means, will have to suffer for it. But okay, subsequently, what should the government do, or what can be the solution to this? Is it upscaling our own education sector? Because even in Nigeria, let's not be shocked if we get another report that even schools in Nigeria are giving these fake certificates, not just outside.
Are you in here? Some schools, some universities.
Running illegally?
No, not running illegally. Established universities selling certificates. Didn't you hear of it last year?
So
I don't want to mention names. So somebody doesn't say I hate the institution. But the point
in 2 minutes now.
Do you know? Okay, they brought out a list. NUC brought out a list of fake professors in established Nigerian universities, public universities. That there was even a case of somebody who had just taught for 2 years, and he was made a professor. You see, we need to change our orientation and begin to add value to the things we do, the things that concern us. If we don't add value, we cannot get value. It's a basic thing. If we don't look at it at the educational sector, that there must be value for all that government invests in the education sector, then we'll just be wasting time. A lot of these people who are going abroad, going to foreign countries to get these things, is because our institutions have low carrying capacity. And government has not sat down to really address that low carrying capacity. And you see people, of course, merchants, it becomes a business. It's no more about value. It's now about business. And what do we get? You're talking about the tertiary sector. Go down to primary schools, nursery schools, secondary schools. It's, anybody who's interested just goes in, and where are the standards? Who's enforcing the standards? Where are the inspectors? When last did an inspector, did you hear that any school, that inspectors visit the school? Even when they visit, what do? Go and I won't say it. Well, go and ask proprietors of schools how they manage to get along. It's not that they don't come, they come, but
they run it.
So at the end of the day, you can't give what you don't have. So banning degrees from different countries is just a waste of time. Let's do the right things first. We know what to do.
So what's the right thing in one sentence?
Give value so that you can get value. Give value to the educational system. increase the carrying capacities of universities, find out the crooks, those who are violating our educational standards, deal with them, send them to jail, let them go and cultivate cassava and yam for the country in jail, so that you will sanitize the system.
Well, hopefully that will really sanitize the system. Hopefully, I hope it does. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Soyoni, for being here. Thank you so much, Mr. Martina.
Thank you very much.